Hey, welcome again to Life in the God Lane. Hope you'll subscribe to my channel. I'm Tom West. I'm going to share with you another Matthew Classic Power Verses for the day for December 21st, 2021. And this is from Matthew 10:32 and 33. Very important passage of Scripture. Hope you'll subscribe, share this video, give me thumbs up, make comments. Hit the little bell so it'll remind you. I put one out every day, and on Fridays I put out a power verses and a main message for the week going through the Gospel of Mark. I'm going to do a special Christmas message one of these days here pretty quick too, but do that stuff so that we can, number one, that you can get the message and we can get it out to a bunch of other people. So make comments, hit the bell, do all those things. Help me get this going. Who do you and who do I live to please? That's a question of consequence in our time. Probably always has been a question of consequence. If you live to please God, you are most certainly going to upset some people at some point. If you live to please people, you will certainly displease God at some point. So, we live in a time of choosing. We need to choose. We need to make a choice. Listen to the words of Jesus in Matthew 10:32 and 33. Whoever acknowledges me before men, I will also acknowledge him before my Father in heaven. But whoever disowns me before men, I will disown him before my Father in heaven. Jesus makes a simple point. Acknowledge or confess me before people, then I will confess you before the Father in heaven. That's pretty simple. If you disown me before men, I will disown you before my Father in heaven. See, it's a time to choose. Choose to confess that Jesus is your King, that Jesus is your Lord, or deny that he rules you. That's really what this is about. Who rules you? Does Jesus rule you? He doesn't impose that on you now. You surrender to that. So you choose. What do I choose? And what will I confess before people? He will act in kind toward you based on what you confess about him. So if you affirm, Jesus is my King, Jesus is my Lord, then Jesus affirms before the Father, he'll say, yep, he or she is my guy or my gal. But if you say, no, Jesus is not my King, then you disown him. And he disowns you before the Father. So in January of 1972, kind of the middle part of the month, and I'm within two and a half weeks of it being 50 years since this happened, I surrendered to Jesus as my Lord and my King. Got on my knees, said, Lord, I'm not doing too well running the show, so I'm turning it over to you. And that's been my confession regarding him before people. That's been my confession from that day to this. Jesus is the King. He rules my life. I want him to do that. The day will come when I will stand before the Father, and Jesus will say, yep, that's old Tom. He's my guy. Join me. I'll talk to you tomorrow.